for context for the Bobs, it has been weeks. However, this is the first recording we have done since our epic BHDC golf trip. Do we have any words on that for the Bobs?
I think it went really well this year. The courses played nice. The weather was nice. Um, Nobody went to jail that I was aware of.
No, no. I mean, we went
That's
to
true.
how dare you not practice before this tournament jail, but other than that,
Yeah. Poor Danny. He it's funny. I think probably
kept some pens from the hotel
first
before he took.
timers in the tournament have gotten pinned with my father more than I'd like to admit. And it is the place of despair. You
I don't
don't
know
want to
why
be
everybody
father's
complains about that. He talks a lot of shit and when times are good, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But apparently he's
partner.
made people cry.
He has people have not returned that were his partners before.
I don't
He was
understand that.
so brutal. But when people talk in my backswing, like, "Oh, I'm sorry," I'm like, "You need to meet my father. I've been training
Oh,
for this now. You talking in my backswing has no impact on me
Diamond
whatsoever."
Bobby B has a wonderful impact on the golf game because when you do well, it is the height of celebration, and when you do poorly, it is the second coming of Satan.
When you're his partner and not playing well, strap in.
Mm.
It's not going to go
But
well.
there were a couple of really nice shots that I made. He was like, "There's my partner. Where the fuck were you?" It was like, well, I was in the cart.
It's
Only
a
Like
took
good.
three cocktails.
I didn't think he was that bad. No, I mean, really, we weren't. We weren't like running the cart into trees or anything. I mean, I think we were pretty level for the 90 holes that we played for that week.
And Danny, that was your first tournament. That was Mr. Jones'
That was my
second.
first tournament. Yep, and I would
No, I
absolutely
played in it before.
practice prior to
Uh,
that.
What do
Was
you
a
would
call
lot
what
of
do you call the
golf.
Michigan? What do you call the Michigan
that
tournaments?
wasn't the BHDC. That's
Okay,
the
the second one then.
That was just
yeah.
a tournament. It wasn't the tournament.
Yeah, the BHDC was like they would max out at like 12 players or so. But
Oh no
this
no
one gets up the BHDC is up to 24. We only did 20
That was a pretty nuts combination of personalities on that trip. But I got to say, I had a great time.
the format's
Despite,
fun.
yeah, the format was fun, and we're going to take this to the California
better
Desert
group this
next
year. Yeah, it
They'll
was
probably
definitely a better group than it was in the
Will
2 year ago. The
Sammy
one that I
D
went
be
to.
joining us?
always.
Okay. So for
Yeah.
those of you that have listened to the previous episode 117, Sammy D is #1 fan, friend of the show.
And he learned a valuable lesson, which is eat dinner before the bracket.
The culprit.
But we
So
had a great team for the bracket. I mean, I know we're gonna but the last episode.
we're going to do
If
a
you
short recap before we
heard
jump into the news. Yeah, for sure. But there was a shining moment for you Bobs out there, and I want to paint the picture for you. So we got Mr. Jones and I got a suite. We must have a suite. We got a suite, and it was a 1 bedroom with a very large entertainment area, and in the middle was a nice 6 chair dining room table, and that was where we set up all the gear. And then there was a gigantic wraparound bar in one corner, and then there was a couch on the other corner. And it was me and Sammy, and it was Mr. Jones and Leon. And we did the bracket like we always do, and this was a short 3 round bracket. We kind of we're paring these things down accordingly, I think, which is logical. And then at the end of the bracket, we're like, hey, let's go out for a smoke. So we went downstairs to the lobby, and I remember Sammy and I were just kind of, bobbing and weaving, trying to keep our balance with each other. And then at one point, we're like, we should go back up to the room. And then as we're making our way to the little turnstile that has to open with your hotel key, he decided at that moment he was just going to do yoga. And so he did his best downward dog right in front of the gate. And everybody's like, "Is your friend okay?" I was like, "Oh no, he's stretching. It's 2 a.m. and yoga's yoga, right?" And the challenge was
tough day in the golf course.
he wasn't getting up. And the really tough challenge was I went through the turnstile before him. So I'm on the other side of the gate trying to reach over and push his ass to try and get him back on his feet so that he can actually scan his car key and get through to the gate. And of course, what happened? Hotel security shows up.
Yeah. Well,
So hotel security shows up. Nice guy, 6'4", skinny dude. And he shows up. He's like, "Hey, man, so is he a guest?" "Yeah, he's a guest." "And obviously you're a guest." "Yep." so where are we going right now? And I said, we're going back to my room. He goes, okay, let's go together. And he very quietly kind of, walked us together to the elevator. And I'm like, really, he's fine. I got him. I accept responsibility. He's like, no, that's cool, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to go with you and we're going to take him to the room. And so we all went through the elevator together. And by that time, Sammy was back on his feet and he had his balance and everything was fine. He's like, I'm really sorry. He's like, no, it's okay, man. It's okay. I get it. We're all going to do this together. And they got him back to the room and we all sat down and the dude was just kind of standing there until all of a sudden this lady showed up and the lady was a nurse. You guys recall what the lady said, right? She looks around and she sees the plethora of bottles and she sees the recording equipment and she sees the evidence of fisticuffs in the area and she sees the bar is destroyed in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas style. And she's like, okay, you guys are staying here, right? Oh yeah, we're all going to pass out. It's going to be great. She did the concussion protocol and then she went, okay, we're good. And then they both disappeared as quickly as they came and on with our night.
Yeah.
That was a short recap from my perspective. What do you guys remember?
Yeah, it ended right there. That's where I would stop it.
Yeah, that was, well, I think another important piece is when you go out and play a round of golf and drink and possibly
go to the pool
and go to the pool and you're doing all of this in 98-degree weather.
Yep.
And
Yep.
no amount of water you could drink will
Hot and dry.
rehydrate you. And then you're like, you know what we should do? We should drink some of the most high octane bourbon on the planet for the next 2 hours in the middle of the night after we've done the marathon that we've done. So I think in a lot of ways,
we should do 14 shots of whiskey.
Yeah, let's do that. With the low proof.
Great idea.
No. I mean, the stuff you can light on fire. That's what we're going to go for. And it was exactly what the brown bracket should be every year. That's what I feel like. It was
slam it and go. It was literally like, this one tasted good. This one's good. Next winner.
Well,
Moving on.
we had Wiley and Osaba. They were invaluable. And then we
Yes.
had our peanut gallery.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do is each one of us should take a round one, and then we can go in and we can each talk about individual ones. So I have the bottom left corner, as we can see, and I would suggest that Leon take the top right corner, and then we can
Okay.
redistribute accordingly. So I brought in Eagle Rare, and I brought in Penelope Wheated.
Mm-hmm.
Who had
And
to go against each other, which
I
is
was
really unfair.
amazed. I was amazed at how poorly Eagle Rare did in the bracket. If you look at these logos,
It had two chances
it was
to
amazing.
make
Two.
it past the first round.
Well, it didn't. But yeah.
But I mean, because was one of them staved?
Yes, one was.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, Joe?
But it was going against the bracket winner.
Well, it was
Mhm.
certainly going against the bracket finalist, which is amazing by itself. That it's
Finalist, I'm
it's
sorry.
a fucking screw top that took down a staved Eagle Rare.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, my theory this year was bring two of my favorite from Buffalo Trace Distillery, which has been getting a really bad rep among the bourbon community because it's too popular. It's people that think they know whiskey, they have to drink something from Buffalo Trace. They don't know. And anyone that's been listening to this show since episode 6 or 7, when you finally brought me on, Danny,
From the jump.
I've been in Buffalo Trace, man, out the gate, and I'm just kind of sick of people saying it's not as good as it is because it's popular. I mean, that's a bullshit thing. So if you're going to do a blind taste test and I can slide one superior and one of the lowest that they sell and put those in the bracket and they ended up 1 and 2, it says something.
Quite a
You know.
statement. It's popular because it's good, not the other way around.
Yeah. We were struggling, honestly, with the Weller shocked everyone. And the fact I knew Weller was in there and I still couldn't tell you that was Weller, but we were all like, damn, that's good.
It was the winner on that first round. It was
but
definitely the winner on that one.
You can see in that first round, it was the only one that was a unanimous decision was the Weller Green.
Yeah.
And
the
it was
challenge,
going
if you go
against
back
an
and you look at
Eagle
the
Rare
film,
stave.
right? That
Yeah.
if you recall, you go back in that last episode and you listen to that, we were all shocked because the Eagle Rare staved and the Weller were so good that we were racking our brains going, why do we have to make this decision? If you had paired those up with anything else in the bracket, I think it would have been slam dunk.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to take
Mhm.
these two. So
We
let's take
didn't
it
control
to,
that.
no. So on the lower left, we had Eagle Rare versus Penelope Wheated. Those are mine. Penelope Wheated won, went to round 2. On the lower right, we had Weller Green and Mr. Jones's staved Eagle Rare. Weller Green went on to round 2. In the upper right, what do we have, Leon?
We had Penelope against the Colonel. Colonel
Penelope was that. That was the architect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Penelope Architect versus E.H. Taylor Small Batch, and
Which is a good bottle.
it's a damn good bottle.
Now it's a pretty bottle. They got their marketing down. And then what do we have in the upper left, Mr. J?
We got Bowman's Brothers and the Bottle and Bond McKenna, Henry McKenna, which is, I think, the Henry McKenna, for me, this was one of my picks, and I think it's my baseline bourbon. It's one of my favorite bourbons. It's very simple. And I think Sammy D would say the Bowman's is affordable, everyday, just a great bourbon to basically throw into the bracket.
Yeah, it's a
And
Virginia.
the McKenna won, which is not to say surprising. I think my personal pick would be McKenna, but anyways.
I would
Well,
say
that leads us to round 2. So
Yeah.
round 2 put the Penelope Wheated against the Weller Green, and surprise, surprise, the Weller Green won.
Mhm.
But then we get to round 2.
Was that not unanimous as well?
I don't recall, because as I was listening to the episode, the only one that was really the one that we called out as unanimous was the Weller Green.
Okay.
I think there was a bit of a split on the Eagle Rare versus the Penelope. There was not a split on the McKenna versus the Bowman Brothers, and there was not a split on the Penelope Architect versus the Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
But in round 2, we had McKenna versus the Taylor, and I'll give that one to Mr. Jones. How did that go down?
I think we all just kind of tasted them both against each other. The McKenna would be a little bit hotter than no, they're both bottled in bond. They're both 100.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just give it to the Taylor, the smoother finish. It's just smoother. I think it's hard. The why I pretty much like the Henry McKenna bottled in bond is it has some more harshness flavor to it, and I like that profile. It just has more. But in this bracket, I think it came down to how smooth. You're not adding ice cubes, you're not adding water. They're literally just straight what they are. That's where that kernel really actually shines.
Yeah, and we didn't do the adding a cube. All of these were neat.
Yeah.
So round 2, which I'll give, is the Penelope Wheated went up against the Weller Special Reserve, which is the green label, and I think the Weller Special Reserve trounced it. Although it was an uneven vote, but Weller triumphed. And then I will give the finals to Leon. How did it finish?
It was the Colonel, and unfortunately for you guys, because we knew the eliminations as they were being eliminated, so we knew who the 2 finalists were, and I knew what they were because they were both mine. So there, in my head, I could be like, okay, now I know which one's which, but I didn't.
But you still knew it blind. You couldn't pick them apart.
Could you? That's
I could have.
question.
Once I knew that Taylor and Weller were the last 2, I definitely knew which one was Taylor and which one was Weller.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
so you could do it by comparison, but you couldn't do it blind.
Yeah, knowing the 2 that they were, I knew which one was which. But I couldn't have, and embarrassing. The staved Eagle Rare threw everybody because it was not a flavor that it was Eagle Rare's bite and potency, but muddled with a smoky. And
yeah.
And it wasn't, and nobody knew what to think of it. I thought it was like a smoke wagon or a
we're in Nevada,
something like that. I thought that's what it was.
Well, we didn't have any rules on this. We didn't say that it had to be bourbon. We just said it had to be brown. And so there's a possibility with that smoke profile that somebody introduced Scotch to the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thrown
that would have the peatedness. I mean,
There isn't a
Maybe.
Scotch. No, there's a couple. There's not too many scotches that I would put above middle to lower bourbons. There's a few.
There's a couple of space sides that don't lean into the heavy smoke or the heavy peat that might condition themselves well within a bourbon category. But for the most part, Scotch likes to set itself apart.
Yeah, and it's good. And I probably should do some more scotch, but I don't.
I don't do scotch because it's more expensive than bourbon.
Well, it's certainly going to be
It's
more
just-
expensive now.
It's just well, not even
Tariffs got them.
yes, not
Mark.
but even before that.
As an editorial note, we finished the Weller that night because once Sammy D and I knew that the Weller existed, I think the two of us polished it off.
You
Now,
know what's
I
funny?
don't remember if we did it before or after he did yoga, but it all works.
Well, Wiley and I were the first to show up to Vegas because we left 5 o'clock in the morning on the drive over. And when we got to the room, we had a great view of the amazing pool.
Mm-hmm.
We're fired up because when you get to Vegas, you're just fired up. And it's like, we need to do
Charged.
a shot of bourbon right now. And I pulled out the Weller. He'd never tried it.
Oh,
And as soon as he took a sip, he was like, what the fuck is this?
yes.
This is the best bourbon I've ever had.
Yes.
Oh, this is in the contest. Let's see how it.
Yeah, and it's
So-
cheap and it has a screw top and it makes no sense that it's that awesome.
But we have talked about it. It's the same exact mash bill as Pappy.
Oh.
It
Yes,
just
it
doesn't
is.
age long.
Absolutely my top two, top one, top two.
Mhm.
So, editorial note: I've already drank all the Eagle Rare Stave, Mr. Jones. So well done. It was delicious.
Oh, that's
The Weller Green didn't survive the night. The next day, when I said I have all these bottles, I'm going to take them home unless anybody wants them. Leon very wisely said, "Please give me my Colonel back," which I did.
He did.
So I have
wanted
the
the Colonel.
Penelopes, and I have the McKenna, and I have the Bowman brothers, which leads us
So wait.
to
just out of curiosity, do you guys need more Colonel?
I will always say yes.
well, twist my arm.
I will not pay a ridiculous top dollar for Colonel, but I will
It's
pay.
gone up. It's
I'll-
89 now.
I'll pay book value for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
both.
mean, regular retail, manufacturer's suggested retail, absolutely, 100%.
But
I
I
always
would
have it.
say-
It's always at my Safeway. I just
Which
don't
one?
buy it.
All
So
batch?
the irony is, Eagle Rare
Yeah.
seems to be at my local grocery store. They've got a spot, and they've left the sign on the shelf. So my guess is that they're going to pick it up more often.
Well, maybe they're supposed to pick it up, but
It'd be fun to do one of those driving experiences. I know they do those out in Las Vegas.
I gotta say, I wouldn't
yeah,
mind.
let's not
being
play
with
golf
her.
one day. We'll go do that. We'll go pop ourselves on some track, and then the following day we'll go shoot some guns.
So what's interesting that we're bringing this up, and maybe this is a make it a double one day, but
Oh, it is a double.
the tournament producer has been pushing because when we went to Coeur d'Alene and we've done other golf tournaments, you go hard and then you have one day off to enjoy wherever the hell you are and do something, right? And so there's no golf in the middle, and then you go back to golf, which is really the point of the trip. But we have lost some people, some golfers on this trip because we extended the trip, what used to be a 3-day tournament to a 4-day tournament, because going 2 a day was just too much. Like we're all getting pretty close over the age of 35 to 65.
I mean, come on. You're playing best ball on rounds ever
Well, what if-
alternating
what if
shot.
you
I mean,
did-
you want to be
what if you
someone
did
that can
2 a
really
day
like
with a
carry
break in the
themselves
middle?
as all
Let me
shots.
finish
Like
my
I
point.
played all shots. That
All
was
right,
rough.
finish your thought.
Describe
Finish
the-
your thought.
I'll describe the format here. The format is you play 18 holes, you seed, you find out who your partner is, and you do alternate shots. So you're really only hitting every other shot the second round, but you are playing 36 holes a day. The next day you play 18. In the old tournament format, it was 36, 36, 18. So it was a 3-day tournament. The second 36 was becoming so brutal for people because it was 18 in the morning and then it was 18 in the afternoon. It was scramble, but still, that is your fourth round in 48 hours, and you're starting to feel it. And then they have the individual on the last day. So, like, again, we've lost some people to that. So we stretched it out and just said, all right, we'll do the double on the first day when everyone's fresh, round. So it's a 4-day tournament. And now people much like you, Mr. Jones, are saying, boy, it sure would be nice to have one day of no golf in these destinations we're going to do things like this. I mean, some of the people we were with, they were like, I would have loved to go over and do the Huey thing where you can hop on a Huey and you basically shoot a Gatling gun at things and blow up tanks. That sounds fun. There's some people that wanted to do all kinds of amazing things that Vegas has to offer. But if it wasn't in Vegas, it could be somewhere else. Like let's say we went back to the Palm Springs. I would love to do like a 4 hour tour, a 3 hour tour of side by sides and go out
Mm.
in the desert.
I was
rock.
thinking Bannon Dunes or something like that, and do like
Yeah.
the
But
the stuff
again,
that's out that way.
you either extend the trip another day, which will make a lot of people unhappy because they don't want to be away from their young families, or you double up another day of golf.
Double
gets
up the
hard.
golf.
It gets hard.
I don't know. I
do you
played every
have to
shot
do
because I
5
wasn't in the
rounds?
tournament, so I played the whole thing. I didn't do alternation. I didn't have the luxury of alternating shots. I never had the alternate. I played every shot.
Here's my question: do you have to do 5 rounds?
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you want to be in the tournament.
you need at least 3 individual rounds, in my opinion. So we could drop a team round, but kind of the cool thing about the BHDC is the format itself and the partnership camaraderie, you know? So I enjoy that part of it. Now, the Ohio tournament that we did, it didn't have that team component. So that would have been very easy to drop around. It was only 4 rounds. So you could have done that. But the BHDC is more about the camaraderie and the shit talking and, partnering up with somebody that you maybe know, maybe don't know. And you're going to win the tournament together. And if you win the tournament, it's not like no money, like it's money. And when you
Yeah,
have,
but I find it's kind of bullshit because like I truly believe be honest this year, Sandbag and Sons of Bitches actually won the tournament this year.
they sandbag every year, dude.
I know
But
it's like it's literally shoot 130 on your first round.
you also make all your money back if you win the first round. So that's why we did that.
Hmm.
And it's really, really, really hard to win that tournament. I'm going to have to go back in history and figure out if anyone's done it who didn't have a varsity player in the top 4 of the seeding round. I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, that's
So
why it's why it's literally, to be honest, be middle of the road, shoot 140, then come back, and you can be a lot better. You'll get a top seed.
yeah,
I mean, if you can game the system, game the system.
And that's
where's your pride?
I love the
I want to win. I don't
concept.
give a shit. Wait. Is the pride about winning or the pride about 140? Because if I still shoot 140 and I get put with the basically top varsity player, and I know I'm not 140, I win,
But you're a piece of shit.
but I won.
The only time I've ever won that tournament in 15 years, my partner was Nikolai, little
Yeah.
skinny Nikolai. And it was because I played pretty well. I'm always in the middle. My partners, I always have repeat partners. It's almost always Mr. Quee, my own father,
Yep.
Sammy D,
Mm-hmm.
or no, that's pretty much it. Those are the 3 almost all I always have
You never played with
because we're
Osama?
always right in the middle. So
Yeah.
I'm
And so for
sometimes
me,
on
the
the
year
varsity,
I played,
sometimes
it
I'm in
was the guy that won this year. I was his partner the 2 years ago. I'm like,
Oh,
Oh,
Cottrell?
you were?
yeah, no, Mark
Was he varsity?
must have been.
Okay.
That's why I kind of go,
Well,
no,
here's what I'll tell you.
no.
In fact, that was the first round he played in a year. So
Ooh.
he just isn't playing anymore. And that's what we're running into is some of these people are actually have the skill, and then they go play the first round they have in 12 months, and it's dog shit. And then they're like, oh, okay, I figured it out, and they kick our ass. So, but here's what's more important:
Food for
you
thought.
can make more money in the tournament on all the other stuff too.
Oh, I think you make more money on the closest to the pins. And what really sucks, and I'll be honest, because this is a detriment to me, there's no big dog swinging. We don't have any longest drives because
Stop.
all these other guys can't hit 180 a plus.
You would not compete with the Buffers. Come on.
Oh, I would win long drive every turn, but we don't play that.
You are a lying McLiar face.
Why don't we actually include it and let's put it out there? Instead of closest to the pins, let's play longest drive.
I'll do a longest drive, one hole, every tournament.
Every round.
No, every round of the tournament. And we'll see. And I promise you, with everything in my soul, you're not winning that tournament. You're not winning that.
Oh, I'll win it. I'll win every single one. It's a lot of fun.
No, you are not.
I'll put my 320 out there.
There's some long hitters. You're one of them, but you're not. You know where you spray.
Oh, if I want to hit it straight, I'll hit it straight. I just don't like to.
Stop. Maybe
I'm just saying we should have a longest drive. I just think there should be a longest drive in there. Like it plays so well for all the old people who want to play closest to the pin, but it doesn't play anything to the youth in the longest
and that's
drive.
one of the reasons why we don't do it. But the other thing is, I think next year we'll do.
I know that's fucking why.
We'll do skins next year too, because it's all good. So
skins would be a lot more fun too.
There's a lot of money on the table for a lot of different things, and I think that's the cool part about and usually in the BHDC, okay, there's all the official tournament things that I gotta keep track of, but also there's other ones. I had probably 10 side bets going every round with every virtual person, and I usually just leveled out. Like if I played normal, I beat some of them, I lost to some of them, and it just levels out. But if you have the round of your life, maybe it'll pay off. But I think it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun format. Although I will say I enjoyed the Ohio format a lot too, where it was more individual.
I think playing an individual would be a lot of fun once in a while, but I know that's I don't know if
format.
I don't think people can last. Like I'm finally actually just losing my blisters. I just lost them all because like I literally swang every fucking stroke of that 4 rounds.
Best was when you were the loner right behind us.
That sucked. That I had parred 4 holes in a row, and it's like you fucking want to celebrate, and you're like, "There's no one. This is why you don't play by yourself. This is literally just be like, you might as well just play naked because no one's gonna give a shit what the fuck happened on the hole. It was stupid."
I agree with you 1,000,000% until I did it. Probably did like 10 rounds when I lived in Ohio in a course called North Star. It was 5 miles north of me. And I worked out where I would be the first tee time off. So I'd get up there at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning in the summertime. And I would play by myself, nobody with me. And I would be at work, showered.
4-9.
4-9.
Yeah.
And
I can do that here. I can literally do that here.
And I enjoyed every minute of that round. And I would keep my honest score, but occasionally when you're like, I can't believe I fucking shanked that. I can't believe I duffed that. I would immediately drop a ball and hit another ball. And it was just like, okay, pick it up. But I wouldn't take that ball. But for me, I was like, I needed that. And but I would fly through those rounds and I enjoyed every second of it.
When you're playing that, in a sense, you're practicing, but like I wasn't there to practice. I was there to play with someone. And when you're playing by yourself, it just wasn't much fun. There wasn't much glory.
Mr. Jones, whose fault was that?
Oh, it's mine. It's completely mine.
It is 100% yours. The fact that you even got to play because Danny here got rejected from the tournament for that bullshit you pulled.
What do you mean?
Remember? What was it? 8 or 9 years ago, you were going to play in the tournament, Danny, and then you're like, I have to leave early, or there's a tournament or one.
You guys were going to play too early for me. I was going to show up later in the day.
Yeah, and they said you're out. You can't go. They
Well,
rescinded
you
their
got
invitation.
to be there at the beginning, but
Yeah.
didn't matter.
No,
But-
I mean,
I don't know what to say.
I made my gripes public of you guys always schedule the fucking tournament on my anniversary. I can't go. And so, for whatever reason, the tournament evolved earlier and earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Talk
this
to the
time
tournament
you
head.
had to do the tournament on my oldest birthday. So I had my own things to deal with.
Yeah.
But eventually, the tournament will lie in a perfect opportunity, and we can capitalize on said perfect
It
opportunity.
was a good tournament. That was fun.
Oh, I had tons of fun. I don't regret it at all.
The memes are still flying around.
And they will.
Yeah, yeah.
They like cool off for like 3 or 4 months, and then
They did.
probably around November they ramp back up again. Like, it's coming back up again, and it's probably going to be Chaz, and Chaz is going to get everyone fired up again. Like it's time to play the tournament again, and then that's when the shit talking starts, and you're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
Yeah,
That's how
the WhatsApp chat is certainly popping off still.
Yeah, it's the shit talking is epic. And its crazy thing is that we have an age group from, what do you think, 60? Let's just say 70. I don't know.
Well, so how young is cousin?
Who?
36? Who's the youngest? How old is he?
The youngest?
Yeah, 36, 37?
30.
I would say 30 is the
30.
youngest.
All right, so we got 30 going on 75.
Oh, I don't know that it's 75, but it's definitely up 70. Right? Let's say 70 to be nice.
So that's a
30 to
40-year
70.
span.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's a good span. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you're 70 or you're 30. It doesn't, because you
It's a
watch.
humbling sport.
It is a humbling sport. You get your ass handed to you. It doesn't matter.
Over and over again.
Everyone's playing the same. One
Tell you
thing,
what.
the long hitters, Mr. Jones, I know you're upset, and we're just stretching this out. Sorry to keep you upset, but they're like, this is bullshit. We should be playing from the blues.
We
Because
should.
it would murder everybody. But
Yeah,
you
and that's actually what I think you should. Except that first fucking hole at Riviera. I hate that fucking hole.
the one with the water,
Yes, I fucking hate that hole.
the water 2 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
That hole is horseshit. You literally are staring at bogey on that hole. To try
a
and even
worse
par is hard.
hole. I
Hmm?
actually lipped out my par on that one. I had no business because I scud running at the first drive, barely caught, and went up on the, and then I was 160 out, hit my ball, had every reason to hit that ledge and go in the water, and somehow I must have hit a sprinkler or a rock or something,
Mm.
like a rock on the water side, not the grass side, and it bounced up on the green and put it on the green. So I agree with you.
I hate that hole.
walked
But
away with a bogey that I shouldn't have had.
stop playing from the whites. Start playing from the blues. Like,
Well-
let's actually play.
The problem is the age group, though. You got over half the group that can't hit over 220.
But-
and that you can't be on the blues if you can't hit over 220.
Yeah. There's no problem with that.
Now,
You just got to lay up.
what I can do is I think we mix it up next year. If you're varsity, you're hitting from the blues. If you're JV, you're hitting from the whites.
That would level out the whole tournament. And that's actually probably what I would recommend.
Maybe.
I'd hit from the blues.
Varsity has to hit from the blues. That's where you go.
Yeah, but what are you looking at? 15, 20 yards, maybe? Is
No,
that going to do such a significant difference?
it's probably over 300 yards
Total.
Cumulative.
total. But I get it, on some holes it's going to matter, but on others it's going to be significant.
Well, it's a difference between a par 3 that's 130 and 160 yards. They're very different.
Yeah.
That's a very different yardage.
It's a very different swing.
The rest, it doesn't bother me. The driving and everything else. If
You
it's
can make it up.
420, 390, it doesn't matter on a par 4. But what I will say, though, a par 3 that's 210 versus
Mhm.
180, 175. It's a very
It's a 7-iron versus probably
right?
honestly grabbing something else. Yeah.
So that's where it really comes into play.
So
But you know what's interesting is we've played this tournament the same way for 15 years, and every year we get mountains of feedback, but we do it the same way every time.
do the same. It ain't gonna matter. It's
Everyone
government.
knows what they're in for. I will say I'm 100%. If I had my own tournament, that's not my tournament. But if it was my own tournament, I would say you get to pull out of divots. And if you all agree that you probably know where the ball went and there's no OB markers, it's a one stroke.
It's a 1-stroke penalty. I would change that rule for sure because I found that actually, truthfully, I don't think the scorecards were reflectively accurate on all golfers.
No.
Some people were doing ones, some people were doing twos.
See, back in the day, we used to have for lack of a better term, me. It was a me
Yeah.
or a Corey or a Tyler or somebody who actually
Yeah.
knew the rules enough to challenge it. I'm not gonna be an asshole about it, but I'm gonna call you like I counted your strokes. It was this. I'm not gonna be a dick about it, but I can't help it. I count everyone's strokes. It's my savant. I can't stop myself.
Mark it a 5. You
Yeah,
realize
I
that
know
was
what
a
it is.
7.
I know what everybody in my foursome has scored when the ball goes in the hole. I just do. I can't help it. I don't apologize for it. It's my gift. And when we're in tournament play, I will be like,
I'm telling you, not everyone's scoring on an even playing field. We need to be that. I would say the number one complaint was it's not consistent. It's just not. Because I would play with different people. I'm like, that would be this. They're like, oh no, it's this. I'm like, yeah, you're
why don't
not
you
counting
talk
the
to that
scores right.
guy in the white outfit who cheated twice on the first round I played with him?
Who's in the white outfit?
You motherfucker.
Me?
Dana.
Me?
Dana.
Oh.
His father.
No, you.
I don't remember.
He's
cheating.
not putting it out.
I don't
He's
remember
picking up
cheating.
balls.
One was deception, therefore I'm innocent. So that one gets
Yeah.
thrown out. What was the
I
second
gave
one?
you that one.
What
The
was
second
Oh,
one.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Second
that.
one was straight laziness.
You can pick it up.
I don't like this tournament thing. This is a tournament.
You can
play
pick it
by
up.
Tournament rules.
So here's the part that I am going to leave into the episode. I'm not there to win a tournament. I'm there
Yes, you
to
are.
enjoy the fact
You're there
that
to win
I
money.
have
You're there to
four-
win
No.
money. You got to.
No, I'm
Who
not.
else is going to pay
I'm
for
not.
this thing?
I'm there to enjoy 4 days off with a bunch of other men who have like-minded activities in mind.
Fair enough.
I'll probably
But
agree with you.
still- but
I really
you-
don't.
what
I really
you-
don't.
The takeaway is that you need to mentally deal with it and play by the rules of the tournament.
Oh, I'm comfortable
the other way around.
disrespecting you. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
disrespecting you.
Honestly, like the rules are just bullshit. It's just
I'm
like,
going to
ah.
leverage. I'm going to
Rules.
leverage all the equity of our decades of
And then
friendship
you
and say,
go,
you know what?
I
I don't
don't-
give a fuck about this tournament. I really don't.
Yeah. No, I
That's
agree
why
with that
you got to
totally.
make it simpler on the rules. At least if you keep it like
I don't
simple,
make the
everyone would have
rules.
the same.
I don't
Yes,
make
you
the
do.
No,
I
no,
was-
no,
you do.
I was very
It doesn't
comfortable
have to
being
be this. Oh, it
disqualified.
has to be
I
perfect.
I was very
whatever
comfortable being
PGAs could
disqualified
do.
because I wasn't there to win a tournament. I was there to enjoy the 4
The
days
rules
of freedom
exist.
that I had.
I don't write them. We just adhere by them.
Yes, you
We
do.
don't
You
have to-
enforce them. It doesn't matter. I
No.
love it how like, no, it has to be this. It fucking doesn't. This is the rule. This is
No,
the
I
rule. That way we're all on the level playing field. So we stop this bullshit of 2 or
No.
1 strokes. Then
Well,
you need to have
So here's what
everyone
I would
play
agree
that
with
way.
you. Here's what I agree with you. If those decisions are made prior to the first swing on the tee box, I'm with you.
Correct. Yes.
But not after.
No, I'm not saying after. We were already fucked by the second round because I'm like, once you've actually started playing with people in the second round, they're like, that would be this, and they're like, oh no, and that would be this. I'm like, okay,
And when
Chaz,
we
yeah,
do the
you're right.
Ohio tournament, I used to do that. I used and he was the producer and I was the director, and I'm the director now, but I'm not the producer. It's not my tournament. I just run it once it's going.
I'm just saying, before the first swing, the rules need to be stated to all players, period.
You know what the rules are? What the fucking rules of golf are. And that's why we don't have to go.
I get it.
They-
But if
they're
people aren't going to
established.
play by the rules of golf, then you have no fucking rules.
Well, no, I agree with that. And I think
Mark
that
it a
if
par.
people who know the rules of golf that are in your group, if I'm telling you, if it was me in that group or Corey in that group,
That's
or
great.
Dad in that group,
But
or
what happens if it's not? That's the issue. I don't know why
and
this
if
is so
none of us are in
difficult.
that group, and I will also say, in that group, they're going to call you. They're going to say, no, this is the rule.
Not really. No.
Good.
I'm gonna go. People are just gonna mark whatever they think they count and they move on because no one's counting
So,
every stroke like
Here's
you.
what I will tell you. Here's what I will tell you. And I will take that away. I will take this feedback. I will take this feedback and value it. The next tournament, I will establish an ambassador in each foursome. Not only will they keep the score in the app, because that's their responsibility, but here's the rules we're following.
Please,
you need to
just make it level. That's fine. I'm just saying, people were not following the rules. I'm
Here's
just saying.
Here's what you also need to know. You had no fucking shot. You blew. You were terrible at golf.
All right, so
I
then,
wasn't in the tournament.
if this
It
is a
didn't
thing,
fucking matter.
so I
Like, my first swing didn't make a living
You
shit.
are
My
dog shit.
only goal,
I
my
am
only
wasting
goal was to win
breath
enough
talking to you about
hole
golf.
closest
You
to the
are
pins. That's all it mattered. And I had not played in
I love you.
I hadn't played in over a year was the last golf round I actually played. And if you actually ask what was the last score that wasn't a scramble, that was over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't played and I didn't give a shit. I'm just saying.
I'm the least athlete. Like, but let's just be honest. No, you're the baseball player, baller.
I can, but I can't play
Dave's a
golf.
wrestling champion, like a fucking amazing wrestler, super athletic. And I am just a fat guy.
You are an amazing golfer. You stop it. You can play golf.
Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time,
you are a scratch golfer.
I think a more important point that I want to bring up is I don't feel any shame for violating your rules.
No, it's not my rules. Do you think I invented the rules?
See, I'd love it, but you're the enforcer of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't feel any shame for violating the rules. So what it tells me is
not yours.
Why would I spend $850 or whatever the fee was? Why would I spend the tournament fee when I could just hang out in the cart and drink beer? There's no rule against
that. That's actually a good option.
Not an option.
I could literally
this tournament.
Is that an option?
You have to play the tournament. That's the option.
Sal was going to come.
Just watch.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to play golf.
That's what I'm talking about. Can I just show up and drink beer and enjoy myself? And okay, so that's wonderful because I don't have to worry about breaking any rules and I don't have to worry about fucking up the game. And then I can talk shit about your father all day long.
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, that says to me a wonderful time because I can take shots that don't count and I still feel like I'm playing golf.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I found myself a victory.
Well, listen.
Hey, can you and I just pair up and we'll just do that?
That existed this tournament have already been voted against will never happen again. You're either
I would love to audit the BHDC and be a point of moral support. In fact, what I can do is I can be the white friend that talks to the marshal for you.
So we need that. I will tell you the difference.
Ernie, come on, go over here.
Playing golf, or what this was going to do is not play golf. He had no clubs in his bag. He was going to roll around and talk and drink and play with people. So that's the difference. If you're going to play golf,
like almost as much fun.
Yeah, well, it would be a lot of fun. So I totally applaud you if you want to do that. But if you're swinging the club and playing golf and taking up tee times, you probably got to be in the tournament.
Didn't make a fucking difference.
No. I would show up and say I'd like to run a cart and I would like to join them.
Oh, then yeah, all day.
I think that'd be a ton of fun. Say, I get this gigantic speaker that I
bring. You just roll up in different groups.
Yeah, I have my speaker and I play my jam and I drink my beer.
With everybody.
Every time goes for a backswing, you just fucking nail that thing of a Monty Python like quote.
That's what I thought fun was going to be.
Yeah, we could do that classic thing of what club was that?
Mm-hmm.
So what club did you use then?
What?
I love.
And then you could have it from the crowd.
Because then you enjoy the real magic of the trip, which was the bikini-clad waitresses at the hotel pool. It was that strange steak restaurant in the bowels of the hotel. It was the weird 4-story escalator to bring you up to the pool area. It was that wonderful bazaar of odd street performers and kind of half cool, half awful bands. That was kind of, to me, that was the meat of the trip. The whole idea that I played golf like an asshole, I kind of want to erase that part of the trip. I want to kind of go snip and edit the way I edit the podcast. because the points that I really, really enjoyed had nothing to do with golf.
Had
other
nothing
than
to do with
being
golf.
outside and getting sunshine and fresh air. So I have to think
You
about
know
this.
what?
kinda
I
true,
think
actually.
50% of people believe the same thing you do, but for me, I got to tack that golf part on there. Mainly because I have to shake the stigma that I play my best golf the day before I go on these tournaments, and then I totally shit the fucking bed when it comes to tournament. I do it
That's just a standard choke scenario.
every time for the last 30 years of my life. I just shit the bed. I can't play pressure golf. I don't understand it. Worst golf I
Don't know
played.
why.
Worst golf I played in the last 2 years, Coeur d'Alene, Las Vegas.
This place is dead anyway, man.